It's time for Tech Talk on the Michael Dukes Show with lifestyle and technology expert Dr. Tracy Wilen.
Dr. Tracy Wilen joins us every 2 weeks for a talk on technology and career. She was honored by the San Francisco Business Times as one of the most influential women in the Bay Area business in 2012. Plus, she's contributed to CNN, Fox, CBS News, The Wall Street Journal, and more. She joins us now. She's on her corporate speaking tour on the topic of 21st century careers, and you can find her at tracywilen.com. Job posting scam tips is our topic today. Seems to be a flurry of email posting job openings that are scams. Good morning, Dr. Wilen. What are we doing about this?
Oh, good morning. Well, I'm getting inundated with emails for job openings, and I figured, I'm going to start tracking it down and see what's going on. And I think It's just because of summer. A lot of people are thinking that they could email me some job scams. So a couple of things that I recommend people do is to expect it. People say, how do people get my email? How could they not? If you're out searching, obviously they're going to get your email.
In this day and age, you'd be surprised if they didn't have your email. Yeah.
That's right. So I would say, if you need to pay for the job, that's not a real job offer. If you need to supply your credit card, if there's any kind of link or attachment, don't touch it. If the job offers easy cash, it's probably not real. Look for odd-looking logos and corporate names. I'm getting a flurry right now of emails, supposedly from Google, about jobs I've already gotten. That's even better. If you're going to look for a company job, go to their website. Go to the legitimate website. They have career sections and they have job sections. Another thing, look at the bottom of the email. Look for garbled language, opt-out links that are funny colored, and misspelled words. These are all indicators that these are incorrect and malware probably coming your way.
Right. One of the things that I noticed in a lot of these things is that I'm looking for proper syntax and grammar, because a lot of times these are coming from overseas, Eastern Europe and some of these other countries. And you could tell just grammatically if something doesn't make sense, that it probably is somebody, a non-native speaker, who's trying to scam you on this, especially if it's purporting to be an American company.
Yes, and it's sad that this is going on, and you can try to filter for it. You can use your tools on your email to try to filter it out. But the more you're out there on the internet, the more people are just going to get your email address and keep sending you stuff, and it's increasing daily. It's amazing how many hundreds that I get. And then you can say, okay, well, then I'll just change my email. But then, that can be difficult too. I do have some colleagues who separate the emails that they search with and they buy things with from their corporate one. So that could be a strategy for people to reduce these kinds of emails coming in.
So creating a special email. If I'm job hunting, maybe I create a, dukesjobs@gmail.com or something, looking for specific jobs.
That's right. And that's a very good strategy, particularly if you are job hunting, because your name's out there, particularly if you're searching around on different job boards. They're going to collect that and they may sell it. There are sites that, like Zoom, for example. Zoom Info is a very well-known site where people can go and buy lists of names. Dun & Bradstreet, US Data Corp. So, there's lists out there. So if you want to start to sort your own strategy, create your own strategy about job hunting, that would be one way to go.
One of the things that we've talked about in the past with some other tech experts is, when you're looking at emails and there's a link in your email, the best thing to do is copy it and paste it into a browser so you can actually see what the link is and look for the names of the. So if it says that it's coming from Wells Fargo, is it really coming from wellsfargo.com?
Right. So I have actually gone in and looked at the domain site. And when you register for a domain, like I have tracywilen.com, you should be able to see me as the owner.
Right.
And info about me. And I have done that on different domains. And if it says private or unknown, then it's probably not real, because you have to list and find the person who owns the domain.
Right.
And the other thing is checking the phone number, and looking for a legitimate address and a contact number, and then just looking it up and see, is that real? You can report it. The government, of course, offers ways that you can report job scams, both on the internet and in general. But I think people have to really take their own action to protect themselves.
Well, and I think that's always the best. And, when in doubt, be cautious. I mean, always err on the side of caution when you're talking about this stuff because, you could get scammed. And if you give them information, it could be identity theft. If you pay for a job that, you supposedly are going to get, that could be money that just goes into the ether, into somebody's bank account in, Bulgaria or something. You have no idea what's going on with that. It's better to err on the side of caution.
Yes, and here's another thing, because you and we Skype, and I always forget to remind people, because a lot of interviews are conducted via Skype,
right,
to cover your camera. In fact, I have a little patch over it because when I turn my Skype on, I get all these random calls, and people don't realize that there are people who are, can go into your video camera and then keep it on and watch you in your own home. And it's just, taking a little, either a handkerchief or putting a little sticky over it, and they even have little stickies you can buy on Amazon online, just to cover the video and keep it unplugged if you're not using it, or if you are regular Skyping your job interviews, make sure you cover it when you're not in use. And
again, maybe not a bad idea to create a separate Skype profile if you're specifically going to be doing something, doing a lot of that in the one category. It's never a bad idea to have a secondary public profile and then a private profile.
Yes, and I think a lot of people are used to that in the corporate world because they have their corporate emails and then they have their personal emails. But if you're an individual, you may not think about that strategy, and it is a good one.
Yeah, keeping it definitely keeping it smart. Are there some safe places online that we could go when we're talking about looking for jobs and things? And is there a formula where we shouldn't be posting to specific boards or things if they're going to use it to scam us or try and fish our names out of them?
Well, I think the easiest and most direct path is to go to the exact company that you're looking at. So if you want a job at Google, go to Google's official website. If you want a job at IBM, go to IBM's official website. There are well-known job boards, like Monster Career Builder, Glassdoor, Vault. But even there, people have told me that they have been scam postings on those sites. They can't monitor everything. So you have to really look at the job description and make sure that it is legitimate and that there's contact information and there's, and check it out before you apply. But I would not respond to things that are randomly coming at you unless you know the recruiter, because I do have some recruiters who keep me aware of the activities out there.
Right. But
just random job emails are probably not where to go.
Right. Well, and again, an overabundance of caution in this day and age is not a bad thing. And of course, making sure your virusware and everything else is up to date. I mean, these are all things. It seem like common sense in this day and age, but more often than not, I hear people get zinged on something because they just failed to update their virus definitions or something.
Yes, and very good point to not only the virus, but also make sure you're backing up your system, because if you're doing a lot of job hunting and sending out a lot of materials, and you have projects that you want to share with people, and then you forget to back up, one day you may lose it all.
Right.
And so it's a good idea to just do a nightly backup. And there's a lot of services now. Or you could just do it on your own hard drive as well.
Right. Or cloud services or hard drive, or do it to a DVD or whatever. Jump drives. Geez, I saw a jump drive the other day. It was like more hard drive space than my first 10 computers combined for like $16. It was pretty crazy stuff. Dr. Tracy Wilen, TracyWilen.com. I appreciate you coming on and joining us. Pretty crazy stuff. I guess in a perfect world, these scammers would all burn in hell, and then we could actually just get on with our living that we need to get done. But it's a pretty tough world out there. I appreciate you giving us all the tips on this.
Thank you very much.